How are we supposed to like each other when we don't spend any time together? What's up, guys? My name's Jeff. That's Kim. And we're going to roll an intro I haven't made yet, but hopefully it looks good. We'll see in a minute.
What year is it again?
All of that really is my wife.
Should I leave?
And we're going to roll an intro I haven't made yet, but hopefully it looks good.
Your voice changes when you do that.
Still married, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Hi. How are you?
Hi. You know your voice changes when you do that.
Yes.
I'm doing great.
Yeah?
Happy to be at the table.
It is our table.
Mm-hmm. It's real.
Almost like immediately picking up from the last show. Our house is a mess because our kitchen table is in our living room. This is like our normal TV. Like your normal TV would be in front of your couch, except for my couch is over by the refrigerator.
Locking the back door.
There's enough room for the dog to get by.
Whatever.
We don't go in our backyard anyway. We live in Arizona. It's desert.
It's hot.
Yeah, it's like 85 degrees today. Anyway. Ooh.
These cards scare me.
Right? Because you've never been here for the cards. Uncommon questions. There'll be a link down there. Hashtag not sponsored, so I don't have to put that up on the video. But if you want to have conversations with your spouse when you go on a date, which is what we're talking about today, if you could cure one disease, not COVID, what would it be?
Cancer.
I don't know if anybody ever has a different answer to that.
I mean, you could cure heart disease and all these other things. I don't know. I've lost many people to cancer, and so it's a brutal disease. Or diabetes would probably be the second one.
Yeah, I was gonna say like, I want to eat, so obesity.
That's not a disease. That's a
No, but like, could we make like something to make bodies not have to retain all of the crap that we eat, so I can just eat pizza every day? That would be great. I'm with you though. I would pick cancer, diabetes, or I would just like things that affect me. Color blindness, being allergic to things. Do
I have
to
a
pick?
severe thyroid issue,
Do I
so
have to pick
that
just
would be
one?
another one. I know.
I think cancer, because it affects so many people, is probably the best choice because there's like 9 million different versions.
Yeah. The fact that we have a children's hospital dedicated just to cancer breaks my heart.
Oh,
Why'd you gotta go deep? Now I'm like,
look.
oh,
I
listen, Linda.
I was picked on by 2 listeners that I was picking the questions ahead of time.
Really?
Yes. So
You're not that creative.
no, I'm
Sorry.
not. Now I would skip some. Like if it was Mike and I,
Okay.
and it was a girl specific question, I wouldn't like. I would skip those.
That's
But
fair.
I
Wrong
had
equipment.
like I would pick 5 and I'd leave the 5 on the table and it would be like you picked those ahead of time and I'm like I didn't. I just pulled the first 5 out and so now it's quite literally we open the box and so you guys can see the 2 we've done now are on this side of the little white thing that tells us how to play the game, and the ones we haven't done, like I shuffled them.
Yeah, and I just woke up,
It's
so
not rigged, I promise.
no, we're just that random.
Yeah. Anyway, happy thoughts. Think happy thoughts. At some point, sounds weird when I say this to you, but I'm saying at some point we fell in love with each other. Life got busy. Things got in the way. Some of us had children. Some of us have hobbies, and we don't date anymore.
Yep.
That's a problem.
Or some people work opposite shifts to make their
That's
life
true.
work. We did that for a while.
Yeah.
Hard.
I used to work 4/12s at night, and you did not work 4/12s at night. I don't even remember what you did then.
I was waitressing.
I was a truck driver too, and I was gone for like 3 or 4 weeks at a time.
Yep.
Oh, that was rough. Hey, the dog's back,
I know.
and we can hear her. Well, I've actually been told that's not true either. They can't hear most of anything else that happens in the house. Like
That's good.
There was one time, like the kids were like, oh. And I was like, I'm sorry, and then 2 people were like, we didn't hear anything.
That's surprising. My kids are loud.
Yeah, louder than most kids, but there's magic in this thing that apparently it like stops taking sound in when it's too far away. I don't know. I don't know how it works.
I just work here.
It makes this sound. It's broken though. I got to get it fixed.
I got a hammer.
Not that kind of fixed. Oh, I won't be able to hear it. One of these is I think it's that one.
Okay, stop pushing buttons.
Anyway, whatever sound that was, it's gonna be. Oh, you wouldn't have heard it anyway. It was muted. Anyway, dating your spouse. What does that look like?
Oh, you're asking me
yes,
now?
I'm asking.
Okay.
You. Oh my gosh.
I love you.
I love you too.
I think that is a loaded question. And I think one thing that we've talked about in the past is my expectation is not like we have to go to the super expensive, seafood restaurant or steakhouse. I am just as satisfied, playing one of our many, you guys can't see this, but like we have a whole wall of games over here.
We have a Settlers of Catan addiction.
Just a slight one. What were we up to? Like 7? Well, there's a couple that are in the same box. So
yeah, so it's probably 6 or 7.
Yeah, we have a lot of other kind of games and card games and stuff like that. But there's been times where we go to the grocery store and we get the steak on sale or shrimp or whatever, and go get a couple of special drinks, meaning not water, the sodas in a bottle.
Hold on, yes, sodas in a bottle. Because of my daytime job, we can't just say special drinks and get away with it.
Let me finish. I was like, oh wait, yeah.
Oh.
Everybody else's version of a special drink. Anyways, yes, non-alcoholic bubbly beverage.
There you go.
We also like sparkling cider.
Yes.
So, but there's been some times where we have been Baroque as a joke. Remember when we were first married? We survived somehow off-brand macaroni and cheese, hot dogs, and we had to buy ketchup for you. But,
yeah,
man, we were dirt poor.
Our 800 square foot 2-bedroom apartment across the street from the beach.
Right? That was date night, though, is we would order pizza because that was a splurge for us.
She's going to be shocked that I'm going to admit this on this horrible couch.
That couch
was awful.
Horrible.
But it was a couch and it was free.
It was. Like, I didn't even want to sit on that thing. Like, what did we ever do with that? It disappeared.
I think we put it back on the patio where we found it.
God, that thing needed to be burned. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a recall on it 20 years prior to us getting it. It was so bad. You even put a pillow inside.
Oh, yeah. We put old pillows inside the bottom of the couch to hold the cushions up so it was flat. Because there was no frame inside. It was so bad.
I think you guys actually like tried to fit 2 people in. It was so bad.
Oh, yeah.
It was disgusting. Anyways, I also came into this marriage with a nice couch, so we got rid of that nasty.
Good grief, that thing was so heavy.
It was heavy, it was bulky, but it was the most comfortable couch.
The heaviest thing we owned for the first 5 years of our marriage was a couch. Mm-hmm. Anyway, date night, pizza.
Walking on the beach. And we've always called it, well, since we had kids, our strategy meetings, but it was purposeful time together to just be. And it's weird how it kind of evolved over the years, where when we have our dates is, our time to just kind of reconnect.
Yeah. Well, and our last date night, we made the kids sit on their own side of the table. That was an adventure. That was
hilarious. Oh, my shins still hurt.
Right?
Normally, we sit across from each other. Now we play footsies because that's how silly we are. But I didn't realize how nice it was because you don't kick me.
Yes. Yeah, I remember several of those date nights of like, we don't have any money, so we're gonna just eat dinner, and then, but that was like bunny ears TV and I mean, our apartment was okay, but it was like a wall unit air conditioner for the whole thing.
Gosh.
Um, yeah, questionable neighborhood.
Paper thin walls.
Yes. Oh
We
my
could
gosh.
watch TV with our neighbors.
Yeah. Anyway, purposeful time and like whatever that looks like for you guys. That's like the idea is we need to keep the spark alive and not just like all the sexy stuff because that's important too. But like Netflix and actually chill. Like one of our favorite things to do is like the kids go to bed between 8 and 9 at our house. And then we sit and just like be in the same room together. Like it's not even necessary. Sometimes we're watching TV. A lot of times it's just like something we've seen already, like Friends or NCIS that's just playing.
Mhm.
But I'll be working and you're reading, and we're just sitting next to each other on the couch. And
We hold feet.
yeah,
Or
we do
hands.
quite literally. Like we put our feet on the same footrest thingy. But it's watching TV together, going to the park with your kids, because it's hard to have date night when you have children, especially if
Yes.
you have more than one children,
Mhm.
more than one child. But if you plan it, it's something to look forward to. Like, and when you say date time and purposeful time with your spouse, I also date our children. It sounds weird to say it like that, but every Monday, is date day,
Mhm.
and so our kids have a half day, and one of our children and I go out to do something or eat or whatever when school gets out, um, every Monday, and I repeat that. But you can do the same thing with your spouse. For us, for a long time, we had a scheduled date day, and it was standing with your mom would watch the kids, and we'd go out for a couple hours. Now it's we do things together all the time, and for
Your
us,
parents do that when we're in town
yeah,
too.
when they're here or we go there, but there's 2,200
Gotta give your
miles.
mom credit, too.
Yes, no, yes. My parents are wonderful and let us go on dates.
We have the best in-laws ever.
We do, which is weird to have the conversations about horrible in-laws because I don't have horrible in-laws and you don't have horrible in-laws.
Why do you say it like that?
Because you don't. Because it's
You
my
put an
par-
emphasis on that. Like, my parents are awesome.
my
which
parents
they
are awesome. So are yours. I went to your dad's house yesterday to get the dog, and I ended up watching NASCAR for 45 minutes.
Is that why you took so long? I was starting to get worried.
He called me. He's like, "Hey, the race is on." And I was like, "It's Saturday. Why is the race on?" And then he called me right back, and he's like, "Oh, it's just practice." And I'm like, "Okay." Anyway, I sat on the couch. And we watched practice. It wasn't even real racing for an hour.
Okay, to tell you how good of a relationship these people have, after the COVID ban lifted, because my sister was pregnant at the time, and so my parents wanted to be there with her, so they like hardcore quarantined for months. And this jerk got to hug my mom before I did, and I am still bitter about it.
I didn't know this.
Really?
No.
You came home and rubbed it in my face.
That's
I got
probably
to
true.
see your mom today, and I got
What
the
was I
biggest
doing?
hug. I think you were dropping off groceries or picking something up. Who knows?
Okay. I'm like, I don't remember what I was doing, but no, I didn't know that.
It wasn't in.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I'm still a little bitter about that.
Clearly.
Yeah. But I don't hold it against you.
I hope not. I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
We literally had a
Now,
whole conversation. You may not
Full
remember.
disclosure, I probably don't remember it happening.
We had a conversation about this, but you don't remember. I love you.
I'm still sorry. Really?
Oh my gosh.
Whatever.
You're gonna get stuck on
We
this.
have awesome parents, all of them.
Yes.
Watch our children for us. If you don't have that, it sounds weird, and I know it. All of this comes with a level of sacrifice. And
It does.
I think it was Craig Groeschel says this all the time. Your spouse is more important relationally than your children,
Mhm.
right? It sounds horrible to say this, and I don't mean it to the extent that some of you are going to take it, but I guess technically you can always have another spouse, but I can always have children, and my children will always be there, and I love my children, and I have a relationship with them. But this is the relationship that has to last forever, and I don't mean that.
We chose this.
Yes,
They did not choose that.
there you go. That's a good way to explain it. And I don't mean that like I don't love my children and I don't ever hang out with them, but it's things like I am the last one to eat most of the time. You work nights now, so I'm not waiting till 9:30 to eat. But when we all have a normal dinner time together,
I don't work nights anymore.
I know, but
You said, okay, clarify.
sorry,
I used
you
to work
did
nights.
work nights. Anyway, Kim eats first, and that's like being example. And like I still open doors for her, not all the time, but a lot of times I still open doors.
Sometimes I forget what's happening, and I just walk ahead. That's part of me being very independent.
Yes,
You called me out for that.
I
the other
did.
day.
We were in California, having a date week, if you will, because
glorious.
our in-laws are awesome. We had a day and a half of, I mean, it would be 2 days. So it was afternoon, an evening, a whole day, and a morning. Oh, I guess we were gone that whole day. 2.5 days. Excuse me. Without our children, so we went to
It's
California.
glorious.
Oh, no alarms. It was quiet. I laughed at other people's children acting like mine, in a good way.
Mhm.
I totally lost my train of thought.
Independent woman.
Oh, so we're walking around, right? We're walking around Ocean Beach. And like I am trying to be, because like in your head, like guys, you walk on the curbside, and then when they're walking upstairs, you walk behind them, and when they're walking downstairs, I think you're still supposed to walk behind them. I don't know. She doesn't care, and like I'll slow down so she can go through the door in front of me, and then she'll slow down. Like we can't walk through the door together.
It was just habit for the longest time to follow people. And so
And it's
I have to stop and think about what you're doing. But I've also been that mothering figure for so long that
And
I'm used to herding sheep, and
right?
you're trying to herd me. So like it's an internal conflict for me.
And so the whole week, I'm just like, oh my gosh, woman, walk.
You literally said that out loud, and I was like, "Oh my gosh." I was like, "What?" So, yes. Men, if you have an independent woman, you have to say these things out
Explain
loud.
to her why. Or and then where were we at? We were at dinner. What were we doing? Oh, we went to the aquarium.
Oh, yes.
That's a me thing more than a everybody thing. But I have to face the door.
Yes.
And my brother-in-law, super awesome dude, switched seats with me so I could face the door and sit across from you so that nobody would kick you. But it would have been.
Well, I moved to be across from you because our children were,
Oh, that's right.
acting
Yeah.
crazy.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm weird. I'm sorry, but
I still love you.
sacrifices. If you don't have awesome in-laws or sisters or brothers or people who can watch your kids, you need to make the time.
Well, and I think that also, even if you do, because and we've talked about this before, like there was a weird communication issue before we got married, and um it did cause some friction between me and your parents. And finally, like we just had to talk it through. And you know, what you say does matter. And it was, now thinking back, it was so silly, but it was just a misunderstanding. And once we talked it through, like it made our relationship stronger. It wasn't anything that we had to really apologize for, but we needed to apologize for how we reacted. But ever since then, we've been really open about everything.
Yeah.
And like your parents, and I know my parents have been the same way, have always had that mindset of like, we love you, you're our children, but at the end of the day, you're going home. Like, you're not staying here.
Yeah.
My mom actually said that to me. Like, I will support you and you are more than welcome at my house, but at the end of the day, you are going home to your husband. I don't care if you're fighting, if you can't stand the sight of him, you are going home. And for me,
Yeah, your mom did tell me there were no returns.
yes, we're shredding the receipt. She is yours. But I think that also helped us because your parents have that same mentality. They just didn't say it out loud. But
No, my dad told me. Like my dad and
Okay,
I,
he
our
never told me.
explanation was they're not going to tell me and us how to be married, not going to
Mhm.
tell us how to raise our children. But if we ask them, they'll happily
Yeah.
invade our space. And both of my parents are, is it psychologists? Mental health both of my parents are mental health professionals.
I was like,
So
I forget what their title is
I
now.
don't know.
They can't prescribe medicine.
No. Oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. You
No.
can sit on a couch and talk to them.
And they're really good at what they do.
So when we ask questions, we get the shrink answer, which is fine. I love my parents, and they are super practical in the way they explain things, but they don't force it. It's like
Mhm.
my dad's never watched me do something and told me I was doing it wrong. Like if I'm gonna screw it up, I'm gonna screw it up all by myself.
And he's gonna laugh at you later.
Yes. I mean, if not that I think this has happened, but if it was like a like serious like health thing, then yes. But like, I don't think anything like that's anyway. Dating.
I was like, dating.
Pay for a babysitter. Like, yes, it
Yes.
sucks. 2 less trips at Starbucks, and you can get an hour of babysitting. If you go to a church, throw out the idea of date night where the church watches kids. Our church has done that a couple of times. We have hosted it a couple of times where childcare, whatever. If you don't have kids, go on dates. Good grief. There's no reason you shouldn't be
Right.
dating without children. Take your children with you.
Yeah.
Just go to not Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, we've done that.
Yeah.
COVID ruined our, what was it, 14 or 15 year? One of our anniversaries, we had this whole trip.
14 or 15. In 15 years of.
We've had a lot of dates messed up, but no, it was specifically COVID. And we had this whole like weekend planned, and we just ended up taking our kids with us. And we had to alter a few of our plans. But I think we went to Yard House, we took the kids, and then we went up to the cabin.
Anyway, yes. Sorry.
But
we like our
parents-
children.
Yeah. They're crazy, but we love them. But yeah, no, I think that was probably, it ended up being one of our favorite trips. And actually, my favorite pictures of my children is just them laying, it was disgusting, but they laid on the ground in front of this water fountain and just.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Now, do you remember?
I do. I took some of the pictures. I remember the pictures. I didn't remember that was our anniversary.
It was our anniversary.
Welcome inside our world. I don't remember anything.
No.
And just assume what she tells you is right. Anyway, dating your spouse. It needs to happen if you're married consistently. I would venture to probably say at least once a month.
Yeah.
For us, pre-COVID, it was once a month was date night, and once a month was a strategy meeting, like where we talked about goals in life and what's coming up. Post-COVID, that's
More difficult.
or we just take the kids with us. And we also live in a state that is very open and has been through most of this. So, yeah. And it doesn't have to be, we talked about this already, it doesn't have to be over the top.
Yeah.
Like for us, date night is we have a park in our neighborhood, and we've gone and sat there and let the kids run around in the park so we can just slightly have some quiet.
Or we'll open up the back doors and let the kids run around outside.
Yeah.
By the fire. Ooh, we have a fire pit.
We've done that too. I mean, you can have date night at home. It is okay. It's just intentional time together.
Yep.
Cool.
What's your favorite broke date that we've ever done?
Broke date that we've ever done. Parking in front of Jake's house to walk on the actual beach.
Yes.
Because we didn't have to pay to park.
We didn't have to pay to park. We walked up and down the beach. I think we ended up getting ice cream.
Yeah. At the most expensive Dairy Queen in the world.
Oh my gosh. That was and we ended up sharing.
Yeah.
Because we were just that broke.
Broke? I think that's probably it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Going to Burt's and getting a hot dog has always been fun. But our kids have been on those dates too.
Yeah. I think mine would be, my family has a ton of Christmas traditions. And so we got married at the beginning of December. And so after we got married, we moved. My grandma had passed away that year. So there was a lot of emotional turmoil for me. But our first Christmas, this one surprised me. When we lived in Virginia, they would close down the boardwalk and do this light show. And you could pay to drive on the boardwalk. I think it was like $5-10. It was super cheap. And so
This is how long ago it was. You could get a cassette to listen as
Oh,
you drove
yes.
through the boardwalk. If you don't know what a cassette tape is, go ask your mom.
Wow. Are we really that old?
Yes.
Oh,
Your
gosh.
son does not know the meaning of the term hang up the phone. If you hand him a phone and it's not on FaceTime, he doesn't know what to do with it.
That's true.
I was shocked. I was like, good grief.
But neither of us like talking on the phone.
No, we don't. We text people.
Right.
All right.
Yes, but that would be my favorite one is driving down. And then after that, it became a tradition for us.
We even have them here in Arizona,
Mhm.
which is so much better than the one in Virginia.
Right.
All right. We got 4 minutes. Any other thoughts?
I think with dating, yes, it's important and it's something that you need to be regular about. But, one thing that we have always done is we date throughout the year. And I think that's something important to mention is like we don't celebrate Valentine's Day very often. I think we've celebrated on or around Valentine's Day, like twice in our
And
life?
one time we went to Hooters.
We did. It was the best Valentine's Day ever. It was hilarious. But they were the only place with no wait.
Right.
What was it? Olive Garden had like a 4-hour
Yeah.
wait.
Just like, this is nuts.
But we date throughout the year.
Yeah.
And, if you're waiting till Valentine's Day or their birthday to go on a date, that's a big
I
issue.
wrote that down. If you need a holiday to plan a date with your spouse, we need to chat.
Yes.
Singles Awareness Day is not the day.
Yeah.
to
Oh my gosh. So context, you need to put a little asterisk. So in high school, I was that person.
It's going to be the title of this show. Singles Awareness Day is not the time to plan a date.
Right? No, in high school, a group of our friends, we were joking about how Valentine's Day was coming up. I was single at the time, and I was like, "Yeah, why do we have to wait to point out that I'm single? I am quite well aware. Valentine's Day is just a day that I am quite well." Or what was it? I was overly aware that I'm single. And then we all joked about how it's Singles Awareness Day. And then we started a movement at school and pissed off every single cheerleader because we had national champion cheerleaders and they were selling Valentine's Day grams, which I think they were flowers or something. I don't even remember. But they their sales dropped that year because all of us, and we were like, hey, celebrate this with us. We all wore black, like straight up black. And it also happened to be picture day. So I have a picture of me and all of our friends in black. It was the best day ever. But yeah, since
here we are.
I know. But yeah, we've always celebrated that. And still to this day, this group of friends, we will text, hey, wearing black in solidarity to my single sisters. So we've always joked about Valentine's Day being Singles Awareness Day, but it's never been an important holiday for us.
No. Dating. Date your spouse
Yes.
regularly. If you need mental health help, if you have issues, go seek a mental health professional. We are not it. Thanks for watching. Go on the socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of those things. Like buttons, comment. Let us know what you want to talk about. If you have a question or you want to ask us a question, generally speaking, everything is open, or we will tell you we're not going to answer that question. We're pretty open books. Yeah. See you next time. Bye.